Hey everybody, we have just finished the final episode of this season's Game of Thrones, and oh my God, we have to wait a year before we get any more. And so much stuff happened in this final episode, and I can't believe we have to wait so long. But that's not gonna stop us from making predictions. So I'm here with Meredith and Brett and John, and we are going to predict what kind of crazy stuff we think is gonna happen in the final season of Game of Thrones.
Just to lay the map really quick, there is the army of Daenerys and Jon are going north, thinking that Cersei is behind
them. And then the Lannisters are gonna stab them in the back.
No,
yes,
not
with
the
Elephant
Lannisters
Army.
won. Jaime is gone.
And Jaime's a wild card.
Right.
So what happens
Right,
next?
because there's snow.
Yeah.
What happens
King's
next?
Landing. So what happens next is that everything goes terribly wrong because the Unsullied and the Dothraki go and try and fight the White Walkers and Whites, and probably do okay.
Dragonglass spears
I disagree.
and
Try and
Aerox.
do as best as they can, but yet here come the Lannister armies and the Golden Company who stabbed them in the back.
Yeah.
So who knows what's gonna happen?
And by the way, Dothraki are great in almost every setting. I have to imagine in deep snow is probably about as bad as it
Yeah,
gets for them.
well, that's
No, they
one
put
thing.
snowshoes on the horses.
But that's the thing is the
got
Dothraki I
Clydesdales.
don't think have ever, they don't know snow.
Yeah.
I don't think they'll know how to fight. I think we're gonna see the Golden Company show up. I think we're gonna see a stabbing in the back. Like we're gonna have Daenerys' army stuck in the middle.
More dragon riding from
Yeah.
Danny.
Oh God, no. No. And I think
Dragon with two
ultimately,
backs.
I'm just ignoring that. Jaime will kill Cersei.
Yes.
Like that has to happen.
All right, so
It
here's
has to.
right on that
Queen,
kick.
so-
Here's
Yeah.
my prediction: Jaime kills Cersei, Hound kills the Mountain.
Finally,
What other deaths are we predicting? Are those
Daenerys.
Daenerys can die, dude.
Yeah,
I
she
think
can.
Now she can die
Yeah.
because the rightful heir is
No, they're
Jon.
gonna be happily ever
She'll
after.
have a kid.
No,
I think-
because she's gonna have a kid.
She's gonna have a
because
kid, totally.
The witch was lying to her and she could have a kid.
Yeah, I hope that the witch wasn't just lying to her. I hope
Right?
that they find
John's
a way
like,
around
yeah,
the prophecy.
that witch was lying.
And we
That's
find
not-
out
that's not
we find
satisfying.
out
Which is
George
why,
R. R. Martin is like secretly a Mormon who's okay with like Aunt marrying. That's all this show is actually about, like how the original BSG was about God and Mormonism.
There you
You see
go.
where I'm going with this.
I
you
think
know.
that long term, the idea that Jon, Daenerys, and Tyrion will all survive to the end seems hard to fathom. He
Tyrion
just
can go.
said in
No.
an
I think
interview
Tyrion's
again,
Yeah.
it's going to be a bittersweet ending. I don't think we get all of our favorite, like, and Arya and Sansa. It's not everybody's going to be sitting around
I
eating
think
shawarma
Tyrion's gonna end up
at
on
the
the
end.
throne.
No, I think Tyrion is not long for this world. I think Tyrion is gone.
Bron's gonna end
Yes.
up on the throne and he's gonna be so hassled by it.
I just want to
Yes.
see.
He's
Wait,
like,
Yes.
oh, this is not.
when Cersei takes the Golden Company,
Kingdoms.
when Cersei takes the Golden Company up to attack
Yeah.
them, I hope Bronn stays behind and just sits on the chair for just
Yeah.
a minute.
No,
He's earned
Bronn's
it
gonna
at this
end up on
point.
the throne.
Bronn will live
Fucking throne.
because Bronn is the survivalist. Tyrion, unfortunately, I think he's dead.
Tormund.
Him and
will die.
Brienne, they have to, no.
King and Queen,
No.
Tormund.
They
I
have
think
to at
Tyrion
least
will
kiss.
die.
One, like Tormund and Brienne, they have to kiss, and then one can die, and that's all I want.
The problem is it's going to take all season because they haven't had a lot of scenes where they actually talked and
yeah, but
built something.
But they're totally playing to that fan. Like
Yeah,
they
that's true.
want that.
Do you think that if the theory of Bran being the Night's King was the working premise of whatever they were deciding to do, they see that online and go, "Fuck, now we can't do that."
I hope
and we
so because
switch it?
I hate Bran. I am so over Bran and his like, oh, I see the past and the present.
Only when it's convenient.
Yeah, only when it's convenient.
It's
He's
not-
like, what are you? And he'll be like, I see the present, but what are you doing here? And I'm like,
He's wise but unimaginative. That's what it is. He can answer any question he thinks of.
Yeah.
But he doesn't think of the right questions. It
but
isn't
he-
until Sam shows up and goes like,
Right.
actually,
Yeah.
did you know whether they were married or not? And he's
Right.
like, oh yeah, let me
yeah,
check.
and he
Let me
also
look.
and Bran also
Let me go
knows
look
he's
that up.
wrong.
He just
Yeah.
Googles stuff.
Right, my magic Google.
The thing-
And Bran
Wikipedia.
knows he's wrong because when he says to Arya, "Oh, I thought you were going to King's Landing," and she's like, "No, I came up here." Like Bran has shown that he is not perfect in his predictions.
He needs someone by his side to tell him to
No,
ask
he just
the right
needs to
questions.
die or merge one with the tree. I'm like so over Bran. I don't care.
I
He's
do
about
think,
as
though,
interesting as a tree.
I don't think that they'll adapt based on the fan theories.
Too far
I mean,
production-wise.
George R. R. Martin has said that going back a decade and a half, people guessed stuff way back in the beginning that was true, and he said he would never change
Tell you
anything.
something about George R. R. Martin and what he's doing probably right now. Like what time is it? 11:30. He's at a bar.
Having his own Mai Tais.
Yeah, he's at a bar in Santa Fe writing one line in his book because that's what he does.
Look, it's one of the best fantasy series I've ever read. One of the best fantasy. Well, it is the best fantasy series ever made on TV. I think he can write at whatever speed he wants.
And I agree.
There's no Expanse.
Nobody lives.
I like The Expanse. That's great sci-fi.
He needs a Kingsguard.
Yeah, I mean, like at this point, like. So I didn't read the books until after the first season. When I first watched Game of Thrones, I'm like, well, let me read these books. I'm like, the books are good, but the TV series is better.
All right.
I think they're both better in some ways.
Yeah, I mean, this last season,
better than what?
Each has.
They have different. Some characters are better in the show. Some characters are better in the series.
I mean, we don't get Lady Stoneheart, and I'm still salty about that.
You don't get in the characters' heads in the series, but in the books, you have 5,000 pages of in their heads. Like characters like Rob that you didn't actually really get to know that much in the show. Like I feel like you get more in the books. I don't know.
Okay. All I'm saying, George, I know where you drink. I'll be there next month.
What city's it in?
Get busy.
Santa Fe.
Get busy. Come on.
I won't harass you, but I'm just saying, like, I like your writing, and like, please, I really want to know where you're going with this.
Keep writing.
I think the Night's King wins. It turns out to be Bran, so that he can start over and create a new race of men in a flawless image.
Hey, I'm okay with this because that's
Perfect
like the
icy
Unwalking
white.
Dead.
Make Westeros great again.
Basically.
I don't mean like racist. I mean like without hatred or
I just can't.
All right, well, check back with us in a year when we will be back for the final season.
I've got something
I'll be a
planned on.
white.
6
I'm
episodes.
gonna be a white.
6 episodes.
I believe it's 6 episodes.
I have something at 11:30 in a year.